Right, so that brings us, after lots of mentioning, into the futures session. So, for those of you that have been with us since 10 to 9 this morning, we started off with our snorkels on at the bottom of the seabed. We went through the fibers into the peering points. We looked at the silicon and the hardware and the sustainability and power of delivery. We looked at the access networks. After lunch, we've had a rich set of sessions looking at video delivery in the CDN. We've gone into some very strong use cases and looked at some of the biggest deployments of CDN and content delivery infrastructure and so on. We've looked at quality of service and orchestration. Now we're going to move up into what comes next. We're looking at the futures session, and it's always important to end a day like this looking at futures and where we're going. We've had an awful lot of mention about edge computing. So in the future briefings, we've got 3 sponsors. We've got 3 20-minute sessions. We're going to do one as a fireside, one as a presentation, and then the final one as a fireside. And we're going to look at what 3 different perspectives, a network, a cloud, and a CDN perspective are of edge compute. The first of these, I'm delighted to introduce Mohammed from Verizon. Mohammed, are you there?
I'm here now. Can you hear me, Don?
Perfect. We've got you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. It's really good to have you here. So let's get stuck into the chat we're going to have. So we're looking with you. You're the Vice President of Product Management of Verizon Media?
That is correct.
Okay, perfect. So tell us a little bit about the Verizon Media CDN and how you differentiate in the marketplace.
So as part of Verizon Media, we manage and use one of the largest content delivery network. We have 168 plus POP locations globally available that is used to deliver content. We support 130 terabits per second egress capacity, and we have interconnects with different telco providers and access to last mile network, approximately with 7,000 telco providers and interconnects that we support.
Awesome. It's a big network. I won't sidetrack. I'll stick to the questions at the moment. So we're hearing more and more about 5G and edge computing and its impact on both B2C and the B2B base. How do you see networking, CDN, and cloud working together?
So as you are aware of, we are at the cusp of 4th industrial revolution, where digital, physical, and social worlds have intertwined beyond our imagination. Edge computing and 5G is a fundamental component of this innovation cycle. And what we are seeing in the marketplace is that a lot of companies, when I'm talking to customers and partners, they are coming to us and actually partnering with us to understand how 5G and edge computing can really benefit their business, as well as enable them to deliver next generation experiences. So before I talk about how it's all kind of coming together, I would like to do a level set, because if you go and talk to 5 different companies, everyone has a different understanding and definition of edge computing. Absolutely. So when we think about edge computing, basically there are 4 key categories that we believe really build the ecosystem. First is what we call device edge. And that's where you can take an example of, you and I all have smartphones. We have compute and storage available in our smartphones. And in terms of the interaction, the result is instantaneous. And likewise, you can think about, self-driving car, where there are LiDAR technology, where, the actionable insight can happen, within milliseconds time frame. So that's what we consider device edge. One step further from there is where Verizon, for example, is launching 5G Edge. It is basically how they can enable compute and storage capabilities close to the cell tower. And that's where, some of the use cases where ultra low latency requirements are there, 5G Edge could be a very viable solution. And one step further from there, this is what we are calling it CDN Edge. So we are in the process of transforming our delivery network to become compute network. And that's what we call CDN Edge. And then, cloud is at the far end, where based on the capacity and the latency requirements, cloud is still going to play a key role as part of this overall ecosystem. So that's how we think about edge computing and different categories of edge computing.
Okay, perfect. So what are the core characteristics of edge computing?
When we think about key tenets of edge computing, based on my discussions with customers and partners, it's really focusing on 4 key areas. One is, low latency is still a key driver, because as we think about, delivering two-way communication, performance and speed is critical tenet that edge computing can enable companies to utilize. Second is it's all about high throughput, because as you think about the next generation experiences, we are using high resolution videos or high fidelity audio experiences, and that's where high throughput is very, very critical. Next, we need to think about scale. So as billions of devices are kind of coming together, we want to make sure that edge computing and 5G is providing that kind of scale. And lastly, it's all about all of these technologies kind of working together. So having the proper integration and having the ability to transfer data between cloud to edge is a key tenet where edge computing can play a huge role.
So what would you say that are the key use cases where edge compute and CDN can help deliver next generation experiences?
So when we think about use cases, I would like to categorize use cases into 3 buckets. One is, performance related use cases. So for example, we have, customers who are looking to perform specific functions very close to the edge, whether it is, URL rewriting, or, they need to, do URL redirects to perform certain functions. But these are very small, very scalable functions that they want to perform at the edge. Likewise, related to performance, as I mentioned, server-side ad insertion could be one of the use cases, because a bunch of the logic may be sitting in the cloud. But now, as companies are moving their workloads from cloud to edge, they can perform that kind of insertion, at the edge. And so that's one category around performance-related use cases. The second category is related to content generation. So when we think about really delivering value to end user, such as personalization, this is an area where we are seeing customer wants to improve personalization by moving business logic from cloud to the edge, so that they can deliver superior experiences. In addition to that, image transformation can reduce a lot of bandwidth as well as storage cost on the cloud if you move that images closer to the edge or perform the transformation closer to the edge. So that's the second category around content generation. And the third category of use cases is related to security. So, we are adopting a hybrid future of work. And as you can imagine, the key goal is how we can, protect all the users, all the devices, all the applications. And that's where access mechanism, token authorization, bot mitigation are the key use cases around security that we see edge computing can play a huge role to enable in that space.
Okay, so talk to me about how enterprise customers can begin to migrate their workloads from the cloud out to the edge.
So first of all, I like to suggest anyone who is listening to this chat that they should reach out to Verizon Media. We are here to really help them understand how their existing business processes can be improved or modified to move their business logic from cloud to the edge and help them be what I call edge ready, right? The timing is right now, because 5G has become more pervasive. A lot of consumers are getting 5G devices. So this is a perfect opportunity for enterprise companies to start partnering with companies like us and start kind of shaping their future roadmap. Now, we have 3 key capabilities that can enable enterprise companies move their workloads from cloud to the edge. First is we have recently launched our Functions at Edge solution. This is basically a serverless computing platform that enables companies and developers to develop, deploy, run, and manage JavaScript-based applications running at our edge infrastructure. So very, very powerful capability. It is available today, that our customers can use. The second key capability that we are in the process of launching is really enabling our customers to write once, package their software in a container, and then deploy those containers to our edge compute infrastructure. Because the goal is that we want a very little disruption for existing software to be rewritten, right? We would like companies to utilize container mechanism and then package those software and enable them to use our Kubernetes-based orchestration infrastructure to run their business logic closer to the end user. And the last key set of capabilities is really our customers can utilize pre-built, fully managed applications that we are in the process of launching. So for example, if a customer is looking for edge, they are looking for image optimization. If they are working in retail and hospitality sector, they can come to us. We can enable image optimization running at the edge, and that way they can save what we call overall cloud TCO as well as storage cost, because the logic will be available at the edge. Likewise, as part of built-in applications, we are also delivering specific capabilities around video ingestions and shopper prioritization to enable these customers to use edge applications very close to the end user.
Perfect. And how are you helping companies to utilize data, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and these types of technologies at the edge?
So as you're aware of, data has become a key capability that a lot of companies are thinking about how to use edge computing in conjunction with data and analytics. We have a product called Edge AI platform that enables companies to use this solution to ingest multi-format data. We also offer these companies the ability to continue using their cloud offering for data storage perspective, for training their existing machine learning models. But then if they want to deliver inferencing and insights within milliseconds to the end user, our Edge AI platform would help them achieve that goal. In addition to that, our Edge AI platform is cloud agnostic. It is also edge agnostic. So we have done the test, and we have prospects and customers using our Edge AI platform with our CDN Edge capability as well as with 5G Edge. So overall, we have an amazing analytics and machine learning platform that allows customers to enable data ingestion, data processing, and delivering machine learning models and inferencing very close to the end user to achieve their business goals.
Sounds amazing. It sounds like very, very sort of literally on the edge. It sounds awesome. Okay, so here's a nice blue sky question for you. Give us 3 predictions for the next 12 to 18 months.
That's an excellent question. So when I think about next 12 to 18 months, I believe there are 3 key areas where we will see significant growth. First is we will see continuous rollout and adoption of 5G technologies, especially in specific verticals such as high-tech and industrial manufacturing, telemedicine, oil and gas industries, as well as education sector, especially related to distance learning. So so that is one key area where we will see continuous growth. Second is, as I mentioned, we are embarking on hybrid future of work, which means that the need for enterprise companies to protect all the users, devices, and applications that are being accessed remotely is going to be a key driving point for adopting edge computing capabilities. So for example, we are working on delivering a zero trust network solution. We are working on delivering a secure access service edge capabilities to enable these enterprise companies to protect their assets, whether inside firewall or outside firewall. And the last area where I see continuous growth is the consumption of video. So video is going to be a continuous channel and capability where a lot of companies are going to be utilizing video streaming, video-related capabilities to deliver differentiated experiences to their end user. They will also look at launching immersive experiences or different video formats supporting 4K and 8K videos. And Verizon Media is very well positioned to support these innovation across these three areas in next 12 to 18 months, because we have an end-to-end video streaming platform. As I mentioned, we have one of the largest content delivery network that is optimized for video delivery. We also have integrated cloud security and storage services. And lastly, we are in a process of transforming our delivery network to become compute network. So overall, based on these three areas of growth, we would love to partner with our customers and really help them, drive business growth and customer adoption on their behalf.
Perfect. I'm going to throw a left of field comment in here. Actually, we had Darren Lepke on a scaling live streaming session with us on Friday last week. And he was talking in some depth about the Watch Now features that you've been demonstrating or deploying. They're incredible, and would you consider those an edge compute technology, or are they sort of more part of the core platform? How would you look at those? Because they struck me as having quite a lot of edge compute elements about them.
So Darren is part of my team. We work together very closely. I would consider Watch Now is basically a combination of some of the technologies that I've touched on. Right, we have launched a real-time streaming solution that delivers, ultra low latency capabilities. We have also have delivered, multi-view user experience, whether in venue or outside venue. So it's basically, the key capabilities that we are building as a platform, we are also using internally to deliver value to our end customer. So it's basically what I call, we would love to drink our own champagne before we share with the external customers.
Absolutely, and it looked pretty good champagne. I was very impressed by the platform. It was very good. So if you're going to recap a little bit over the network perspective of edge computing, give us a few sort of key highlights to take home.
So just to recap, this is an opportunity for enterprise companies to really partner with, innovators like us, and start really working on their roadmap, how to utilize 5G, edge computing, real-time streaming solutions to eventually, create differentiated experience for them and their end user, which will translate into their business growth, as well as, drive more value for their end user. And lastly, I also want to call out that the future of network is really about connectivity and interoperability, because cloud will still be there. 5G is going to be more distributed, more pervasive in the near future, and Cdn Edge provide that connective tissue between 5G and cloud. So the opportunity is here. Let's work together and deliver, the amazing experiences that our customers are asking us to deliver as part of this new innovation cycle that we are all experiencing together.
Very exciting space. I'm very impressed with what you guys have been doing. I think it's exciting to see an at-scale deployment really becoming real. I think it's very innovative. Thank you very much for your time to talk about it, Mohammed. And also thank you very much for being a sponsor today. It's been really appreciated, and all our sponsors have been great, and it's great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
That's excellent. Okay, brilliant.